Hello. Right, this is going to be a fun one. This is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but I've never had enough devices in the room. So I'm going to flip you over. We have an online tone generator on the computer. So this is, can you see that URL there? Stalinsky. So this will play, let's turn that music down. That will turn it, we'll change this to USB. Okay, there we go. This is going to play tones, basically. So 440 hertz, you can start playing it. And then you can scroll this bar up and down. And we'll just turn that off for a second. Okay, and then I have on this device the analyzer. So this is, let's just have a look. I'll just get rid of that. It's this one here, so look out for that icon. You can get this in the App Store. So if I get that back again, this is what we're looking at. And I've set the peaks to hold. So this grey line here is all the peaks. So this is really cool. So you can use this to analyze what's going on. So we'll just put this down here and we'll just have a little play. Might need to turn it up a little bit. So there we go. You can see that quite noisy. So I'll just, there we go. There it is there. Am I going to do this? Something like that. Now I can move the Right, you get the idea. So we're just scrolling from 20 to 20 basically, from from 0 to 20 kilohertz. And then you get this grey line. And so what we're looking for is hopefully as flat a curve as possible. We want this to be completely right the way across there. But of course it never is. When you hold this up, and so this is an iPhone 10 or iPhone 11 or whatever, the microphone's not that good on it, so you can get auxiliary microphones for these things. But it gives you a really good idea of what your speakers are doing. So this has been a really, really cool device, a really cool tool for learning how to tune speakers and get a nice flat frequency response. And so you can start to see here, if I drag this along, you can see this was peeling off at about 50 hertz. It's a bit better than that. There we go, 45. Well, from the listening position, you can just about, you start peeling off at 45. Up this way, I think due to the microphone, we're peeling off quite early there at 14 kilohertz, but trust me, it's a wee bit better than that. But also, if you hold the microphone up to the speaker here, sort of about that, approximately that, we're sort of looking at that, we're sort of, about a foot away or something, you can generally get, and then you'll do this by, you unplug that speaker and just do one, and on a good speaker, you'll generally get a pretty flat curve, which will be plus or minus maybe 3 decibels. You can see the scale there. And then when you move around the room, you see what happens. So up here, you can get close to 40 hertz at the low scale, and then right up to getting on for sort of 16, 18 kilohertz at the high scale. But when you're in the listening position back here, you get to see all the holes in the troughs. So now we're back in the listening position. We've got the whole acoustics of the room. And that changes everything, of course. So you get to tune the room, which is why that soft piece of furniture is in front of the speakers, and while I've got them on plinths and what have you. So you can really get a feel for what's actually happening. So if you look at this little trough here, you might see, okay, well this, I mean, this was a sloppy test, but you get the idea. You can go, oh, there's something interesting happening there. In fact, actually, I am playing around with the tweeters at the moment at this level, and this spike, wherever it was, well, we've lost it now, at the sort of 100 hertz range, where the bass driver and the mid driver are starting to merge. So you've got quite a lot, you know, there's so much here that you can use, and it's great. So for playing around with crossovers, for making different filters and seeing if they work. And you'll notice also, while I've been talking, that the natural sound levels tend to sort of level this curve out. It's quite fascinating how that happens. Like life has a flat curve to it, which is quite fun. But anyway, this is really useful. I use this a lot. I use it a lot for tuning the speakers, but also just understanding how things change in the room when you get, so there's a flat spot. If I sort of move to the middle of the room, you can see, you'll watch the bass peel completely down really quickly, and then as you move towards the back of the room, it starts to come up again. And then if you're actually right against the wall, you get this artificial bass that peaks up as well. So excellent tools for diagnosing and for really understanding what you're listening to. It's not a perfect tool. You do need to use your ears, basically. If you like what you hear, that's great, and then you can understand, you can see what you're looking at. But also when those moments when you don't like what you hear, when you think, oh, I'm missing something at this end or at that end, and then to be able to use this tool to prove what it is that you're hearing, or sometimes to completely change your perspective on what you're hearing. A lot of the times, the frequency response at the really high level will actually affect how you're hearing the bass, how it's the tonefulness of the bass and the sharpness and the punchiness. So that's fascinating as well. But yeah, wicked tool. I use it all the time, and now you can too.